The Whispering Woods and the River of Imagination. Follow siblings. Leo and Ella, along with their curious puppy named Scout, as they discover an enchanted forest where stories flow like water. This magical adventure is perfect for sparking young imaginations filled with friendly creatures, playful riddles, and a comforting conclusion that gently guides children into peaceful dreams. Ideal for bedtime, this new tale explores courage, friendship, and the power of imagination. It was an unusually windy afternoon when Leo and Ella decided to explore the farthest corner of their grandmother's backyard. Scout, their playful puppy, bounded ahead of them, his ears flapping in the breeze. The air felt different that day, as if there were secrets hiding in the wind, just waiting to be uncovered. "Do you think we'll find something new today?" Leo asked, pushing a stray lock of hair out of his eyes. He looked over at Ella, who was staring at the woods with curiosity. "I hope so," she replied. "There's something magical about today, I can feel it." Scout barked happily, running in circles around them before darting towards a thick cluster of trees. As they followed their energetic companion, the woods around them seemed to grow quieter. The rustling leaves whispered above their heads, and it felt as if the trees themselves were leaning in to listen. Suddenly, the woods opened up to reveal a hidden clearing, unlike anything Leo and Ella had ever seen. At its center, a shimmering river flowed, not with water, but with light. It glowed with all the colors of the rainbow, and instead of ripples, the surface showed shifting images, faces, creatures, places that seemed both strange and familiar. "Whoa," Leo whispered, stepping closer. "Is this a river of stories?" Ella knelt at the riverbank, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's beautiful," she said, her voice barely louder than a whisper. She reached out her hand, and when her fingers touched the glowing surface, warmth spread through her arm, filling her heart with excitement and curiosity. Scout barked again, and before they knew it, he had jumped onto a large leaf floating by the river's edge. The leaf held steady, as if inviting them aboard. "Should we?" Leo asked, his voice a mix of excitement and nervousness. Ella smiled. "Only one way to find out." She stepped onto the leaf, and Leo quickly followed, holding onto Scout as the leaf began to drift down the river. The current was gentle, and the air around them shimmered with possibility. The river carried them past wondrous sights. A forest, where the trees told jokes and their branches twisted into shapes that made Scout wag his tail with delight. They floated by a meadow where giant, colorful butterflies danced to music that seemed to come from the flowers themselves. The melodies filled the air, creating a sense of peace and joy that made Ella laugh out loud. As they continued, they noticed a peculiar figure sitting on a rock by the riverbank. A small creature, round as a pumpkin, with glasses perched on the end of its nose and a tiny book in its hands. It looked up, startled, as the children and Scout floated past. "Ah! Travelers on the river of imagination!" the creature exclaimed, its voice high and cheerful. "I am Scribble, keeper of stories. And you, yes you, must answer my riddle if you wish to continue." Leo and Ella exchanged a glance, excitement bubbling inside them. "What's the riddle?" Ella asked eagerly. Scribble cleared its throat and adjusted its glasses. "Tell me this. What can be shared endlessly but is never lost?" Leo furrowed his brow, thinking hard. Scout tilted his head as if pondering the question too. Ella's face lit up. "A story!" she shouted. "A story can be shared over and over, and it's never lost." Scribble clapped its small hands, its face beaming. Correct, my dear. You may journey onward. The leaf floated further, and soon they entered a part of the forest where everything seemed to glow. The leaves, the flowers, even the air itself sparkled with tiny points of light. Leo lay back, looking up at the glowing treetops, feeling the magic of the place fill him with awe. Ella, look, he said, pointing to a patch of light that danced above them, taking the shape of 2 children and a playful puppy riding on a leaf. Ella smiled, her eyes filled with wonder. That's us, Leo. We're part of the story now. Scout barked, wagging his tail as if to say he agreed. The warmth of the glowing river, the gentle movement of the leaf, and the soft magical melodies in the air wrapped around them like a comforting blanket. Leo yawned, his eyes growing heavy. Do you think we'll ever find this place again? He asked sleepily. Ella leaned against her brother, her eyelids drooping. Maybe, but I think as long as we have our imaginations, we'll always be able to find it. Scribble watched from the riverbank, a smile on its face as the leaf carried them back towards the clearing. As dawn broke, the river began to fade, its glow turning into the soft hues of morning light. When Leo and Ella opened their eyes, they were back in their grandmother's backyard, Scout curled up beside them, his ears twitching in his sleep. The woods were still, the only sound the rustling of leaves and the distant chirping of birds. Leo stretched, looking at his sister. Think it was all a dream? Ella shook her head, smiling as she pet Scout's fur. No, I think it was real. And maybe, one day, we'll find the river of imagination again. And with that, they headed back to the house, their hearts full of magic, knowing that the river and its stories would always be there, waiting for them to return.